I hate to break the fishing news up, Yaremchuk, but I'd like to speak about the ice hockey.
Congratulations, you're one of the 13 listeners of the Real Life Podcast.
We just traded a migraine in for like an orgasm.
Might want to mark that down, Yaremchuk.
Yep. All of my projects are on schedule until they're not.
A member of the Nation Network of Podcasts.
About as funny as we're going to get today.
Episode 298 of the Real Life Podcast, coming to you from a Thursday. Someone's poker chips are crumbling and we are early in this episode. That's going to drive me nuts. Anyways, this podcast is brought to you by HGA Group, the next generation of business services built to serve you better. Check them out at the HGA Group. We're tagging them in all our posts. They're very easy to find, and they can help you just like they help us. I'm Tyler, Jay, Chalmers, Bag Milk, Wanye. The whole cast is here. And a couple of us are still feeling it after the disc golf. My arm is fucked. My arm hurts so much from disc golf.
Really?
Like right here, right in between like my shoulder and my tit. Like there's pain.
Tit. I think I described this mid-round is that I feel like I've developed a little bit of, I believe you would call disc golfer elbow.
Elbow, really? It's
release.
elbow for you.
Initially, it stung a little bit. It's feeling a little bit better now, but wow. Disc golf, eh? I've got a lot of respect for those who are good at it. It is a challenging sport.
Wow.
I am also more shocked at how intense some people are and serious they are about the sport of disc golf. There was literally Wanye guys that had like their own, like, you know, you put your bag on a pull cart, like a golf bag. They'd have like a pull cart and it would have this like bag full of discs. It must have had 30, 40 discs in it
for different situations.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It was
like different conditions for a different disc or different length of shots.
Yeah. Like putter, chipper, whatever.
Yeah. Like we had a driver and a putter. That's what we played with. Yeah.
Can you like replace your disc mid hole?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
so
is the name of the game throw at the same speed and different discs will take the different length?
Not
quite. Like sure to some degree, but like
is there a 7-iron of discs where you're like, oh, I have 100 yards in, I'm going to play this disc?
Probably,
but you wouldn't throw it at the same velocity as a driver.
I gotcha.
Like driver, you're going hardcore on.
So what's par on a hole?
Three
for the most part. There's a few
and
fours.
How long were they roughly?
Anywhere from 150 to like 500, 600 feet.
Your average was like between 240 and 300 feet was about the average one.
Mm-hmm.
And like how?
And then there was one that was like 600 feet.
Now,
how far can you hit it or throw it?
We should have walked some off, but okay. So, not to toot my own horn, and definitely not toot my own horn about disc golf. I am a guy that likes to shoot things hard, hit things far. That's my jam.
You ball.
I ball. I am the Corey Pavin of disc golf. I am such a bunt. It is shocking. Shocking.
It was like that off the bat. Then we started watching some other people go. I think we all were kind of bunts. None of us really had the form. And then we had the videographer, Josh Park, kind of telling us what, starting the chainsaw, he calls it, and really getting the whip across your body and turning your head. And then we were on a tee box, probably about the 5th tee box. And we looked over at what was probably like the 8th tee box. And there was a group of guys, you could tell they were serious and they played disc golf a lot. They were, athletic guys. And we just watched them, and just like the forces to which they stepped forward, they whipped their body around and whipped their heads around. And then to watch their discs fly like twice as far as ours, we kind of were like,
twice as far.
Holy shit. Okay. So that's what it takes.
This is how normal people, Chalmers, feel watching you play real golf.
Oh, maybe.
That's good. Right? Because they go to the golf course and are like, I can hit the ball like 80 yards. I can't control what direction it goes in. The people who are good are contorting themselves in strange ways and never miss.
Well, so now I know what it feels like because
exactly.
I'm going to say that by the end of it, like Bagged Milk was kind of like really kind of the best right off the bat.
You could tell Bagged Milk has a dog.
Yeah, you can tell he throws a frisbee. He knows how to flat throw it.
Yeah, I would say he's like a Henrik Stenson, just like deadly accurate, consistent, and
no gas though.
And always hits with a 3-wood. Yeah.
So the problem with Yaremchuk and JR and I was we could never really, like, we could, but it was hard for us to get our discs perfectly flat. And so the minute it just like curves a little bit, the wind just takes it, and that thing just like slices it, fade. So I would say that by about the 12th hole was when we really started to catch our I guess you would call it our form. We were really trying to round into form there. But it was hard, man. I said on this very thing that I could throw one 200 yards, and I was putting that in terms of like a golf shot, and I can't even throw it 200 feet. I think maybe
John Daly, if you could,
dude. Our furthest disc throw was probably around 150 feet. I would say at best. I
would even.
We were averaging like 100.
I was averaging about 70, and then when we got to the 17th tee, we saw another group of pros teeing off, and then I watched this guy who inspired me, who does the full Bull Durham pitch wind up and totally looks back to the stands and then fires through. And then I went to try that because I sucked so bad. I may as well try anything. And I did it, and I fucking zipped it. and then I did it again on the next tee and did the exact same thing. So I just a little too late for my round, but I'm ready for the next one.
Once I figured out kind of my slice a little bit, I got the accuracy down, and I was good at laying up. That's what I felt I was good at.
God.
But I could not. Oh yeah, drove you nuts.
Oh my God.
I could not get distance on my shots at all. But if we were like 30 feet out and I needed to stick it, I'd stick it. And it was a tap in after.
Fucking Remchuk. Remchuk walked around the disc golf course with his hall monitor sash on.
Yeah.
just played it safe every time.
But it was the difference. Like him and Bag Milk, they dominated us. I got to say, we were never up. We were never up a hole.
So what are you saying?
What I'm saying is we took chances. This was our first time, and we were going to go balls to the walls. And this younger generation is just a little bit more conservative. They're going to be renting for life. Yeah. They're going to be leasing cars. They're going to be They're never going to walk unless there's a
extended warranty on every toaster you purchase.
Bike
no
helmets
debt
at all times. Like no debt. Yeah, they're conservative, and I don't know. There's something to be said for it because they won. So I don't know.
Josh Park is working on the video now, and Chalmers with the spoiler there on who won it. But there was some drama. There was some legitimate drama. So the video is going to be worth watching.
Yeah, the cagey old guys finally found their shit and made it interesting. But I would definitely like Chalmers, and I think you would agree, would like to challenge you to a rematch.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
And Chalmers, we'll have to have a sidebar and do some planning before we do that, because I'm coming with 40 discs minimum.
There was we were underprepared. I showed up with 3 discs and a Slurpee. I was wearing sandals. I've never felt more underprepared. It's like showing up to a test you never studied for.
You're a guy showing up to Golden West in 1998 with 3 golf clubs he found in his neighbor's garage and a thing of Fireball.
Yeah, showing up to a test without a pencil and late without studying. I felt out of it, but now I know what I need. And I'm telling you, your Yaremchuk gave me shit because I kept bringing it up, but man, is that a good sport for having a cooler full of Bud Lights or
that's very hot. That is what you need to be wheeling around, not 40 discs.
No,
40 beers.
40 beers.
40 beers and 40 nights. That's a unique.
Chalmers, I gave you shit because literally every 15 to 20 minutes you'd be like, oh fuck, I could just go for a beer right now. Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Guys, can you imagine a rum and coke right now?
Like, because it was awesome. Like this, Jay knows me well. So does Wanye. He knows that. Like my favorite thing in the world is I'll get to like the second hole on a golf course on like a Thursday or Friday afternoon.
Oh yeah, pour himself one.
And I'll just be like, this heaven on fucking earth, boys. Like, look at this. We're in like the biggest, greenest pasture playing a fucking competitive game with your best buddies. And it's like, we were out disc golfing and it, although the grass, oh my
A little
Yeah.
crispy.
Yeah.
Feel free to rain a little bit just for the sake of Rundle Park, for Christ's sake. Felt like it was walking on razor blades, but like it was just one of those things. It's meant to be done with a cold one in your hand. It just is.
Yeah. It's a beautiful walk in the park and a nice cold beer, especially because we played in like 28 degrees, 29 degrees. A few beers would have just gone down so good. Nation beers,
Big
of course.
time.
Yeah, a couple of those new Green Nation beers, rocking those while we cruise around. But we'll probably schedule a rematch at some point here before the end of the summer. I don't know if we'll be able to get a Nation Real Life listener tournament off the grounds because the logistics may be complicated, especially with the fact we have the more traditional golf tournament coming up at the end of August. But you never know.
We should have a one of the activations on one of the holes actually should be a disc long drive competition.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Get United to hop in on that and bring some discs.
Response. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. 100%.
What's the big time disc golfer's name again?
Oh shit.
No, I don't remember.
I was excellent.
Ponce Donkington. What's his name?
Disc
What was
golf
it, Chalmers? He's your best friend, I thought.
Ken Klimo.
I don't remember.
Ken
But
Klimo.
Klimo.
The one thing that I will say also about disc golf is like it's pretty impressive that you can just drive into Rundle Park, park your car, walk out, and go play an 18-hole disc golf course absolutely free.
Yeah.
And there's not like it's beautiful around there. We made fun of the vista of the industrial zone a little bit, but like when you're down in it, like nice trees, there's some water features, like for free.
I threw one into a
what
pond. Chalmers and I both threw a disc into a body of water.
Yeah, we did.
That was fun.
And then we had to go retrieve them. Good thing it was shallow.
Oh, and that's the other thing. So we've got we've got one in the water, and the guy yells like, "Hey, do you need a retrieving stick?" Like these guys got sticks to retrieve
For the
the
trees.
trees. Yes.
Dude, the biggest hazard in this sport is throwing a disc in a tree because you throw them high. You never get that thing out without a stick. I saw this one guy. He must have had a 30-foot stick, like retractable stick,
Like
trying
an
to poke one out
extendable
of the
ball
tree.
retriever in golf.
Oh my God.
We must have looked just like the biggest rookies out there ever.
Well, we
there
look
was
like
this
rookies, and we have a guy with a camera following us around. Like people would have been like, "What the fuck is going on?"
These guys are idiots.
Well,
It's a
there's also-
porno. We're making a porno.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah.
The worst porno ever.
Yeah. There was this one hole where a guy threw it, like there was a long hole, and he threw it into like the trees on the hole we were on. And he's in the trees and he throws, because another option in disc golf I didn't know is you can roll the disc on the ground. And there's a technique to it. The guy is in the trees and he goes and he's probably 200, because this is like a par 4, like a really long one. And he must have rolled this one like 150 feet to like up near the pin from within the trees. I was like, this is fucked.
Kind of like rolling like a tire down the road type thing.
Yeah. I tried to roll one. It went about 5 feet.
Damn. How do people get into this? I don't get it.
Well,
Like,
the barrier
walking
to
down
entry
the
is so
street.
easy. Like, and I'm surprised we're not all disc golfers.
But
It's
like you're
40
walking
bucks
down the
for
street
disc.
in Rundle, and there just is like a guy in the woods who's like, "Hey, you want to jump onto the Thoid hole?" Like, how do you get inducted into the game?
I think you just pick it up and go. And the nice part is like free to walk on. And Chalmers, how much was your set of discs from?
It was $39.99.
Like you can go and you can get into this sport for $40 and like play as much as you want just by showing up there, which I think is kind of the appeal of it too, right? Like you don't need to be like, oh fuck, gotta book a tee time, like blah, blah. You can just show up there whenever and be like, fuck it, I'm gonna go play and go.
Yeah, I got a lot of appreciation for it. It's a great way to spend a nice day.
It was what, 2.5 hours, maybe a couple hours. It was good.
Well, so it took us an hour and 10. I remember because we started at around 2:30 that day, and we were done the front 9 at around 4:40 or 3:40, and then so it was 1 hour 10. But then we really picked up our pace because I think we
got better.
And
we also played best ball, which was like we had to go pick up hours. I think if we were all playing solo and just throwing them as you walked, I mean, we probably would have been a little quicker. But yeah, it's about an hour per 9, I would say.
Yeah. Very quick. It was it's a great activity. If you haven't tried it, get into it. Why not? And let us know what you think. Yep. 100%.
We've Austin talked about having a Nation Real Life disc golf tournament, and after being out at Rundle, it was pretty evident to us all that it would be pretty impossible to do it out there. just because you can't. There's people everywhere, and you can't like rent a public park.
It's a city
so
course, but there's some private ones. There's an
there's some
opportunity.
private courses. So we're still. It's not dead, but I'm
Nope.
telling you right now, it's probably not at Rundle.
Let's keep the conversation going.
Yeah.
Real life listeners. And I think this is something we can definitely plan for early summer next year.
100%. Also, we've been talking about how we're going to auction off a group with the Real Life podcast for the Oilersnation Open out at Cougar Creek, nationgear.ca. And then you can just go down, click on Oilersnation Open for all the info. We need to launch that auction right away. I don't know how to do that. I will try my best to figure that out. I don't know if just opening up the DMs and seeing if there's any serious suitors and how much you'd be willing to bid is a smart way to do it.
Yeah. So bid for your twosome to play with the three of us. And I can assure you, Chalmers and I are going to go out there and hit some dingers. Dingers, we will hit some dingers.
And Chalmers also said he's in charge of your booze, if I recall correctly.
Oh yeah,
Which
And
means you're going to be
Chalmers will
getting
make
some
sure
stinger dingers.
We'll be well
Hawaii drinks.
supplied. We'll be well stocked.
So let me just make sure that we're all on the same page here. It is you're bidding for the chance to play in a group with myself, Chalmers, and Jay. It's tournament style, so it'll be a 5-man scramble, correct?
Yeah. So we'll be the only team that's a 5-man. That's the other
Huge
value
advantage.
add. We have a chance. We have a chance to win this thing.
Yeah.
The inside edge.
So if you go to nationgear.ca, you'll see that it's $1,000 per team. And of course, money proceeds that's going to Gregor's grads as well. So it's all for charity.
Yeah, all for
but
charity.
But $1,000 for a foursome out at Cougar Creek on August 26th, 2021. That is coming up in a month and a bit. I don't know why I said the year. It's pretty obvious. That $1,000 gets you and 3 friends into the tournament. You get the prizes, you get the giveaways, you get a dinner after, you get transportation to and from Cougar Creek from the Pint downtown. That's where we're all going to be meeting. So we take you from Edmonton. The bus ride's a hoot. We go out to Cougar Creek. You play your scramble 4-man. We eat. We have a good time. We drink. Bus brings you right back to the Pint. Bang. You can head home, Uber home after that. However you need to do what you need to do. And that's $1,000 for a group of 4. Our auction is just for 2 people.
Yeah.
It is for a group of 2 to join us. So when you're placing your bids, I suppose keep that in mind. And what we'll do, you can hit us up on Twitter or Instagram, slide into our DMs at, make sure I get the Twitter handle right, at Nation Real Life on Twitter. And on Instagram, we are at Nation Real Life as well. Slide into the DMs, only if you're serious, obviously. Tell us what your bid is. Again, it's $1,000 for a foursome. So base your opening bid on that, I suppose. And then what I'll do is as bids keep coming in, I'll update everyone who's bidding. And then if you're out and you go, hey, it's past my price point, that's all good. No worries there. Just let me know you're out and we'll go from there. So slide into the DMs, consider the auction open. And when are we going to close it?
I don't know. We can close it like what? Like end of next week, or like how? Like you don't have to let these things go on for too long.
Yeah, like we don't want to let it go till like August 1st or whatever, right? Can we just say a week? Like let's do a week. It
like
ends
next Thursday. Next Thursday we'll announce our twosome.
next Thursday at 1:00. We'll announce the twosome.
Yeah, so
and
come
your
on.
Chuck, and to increase the value of the team, and I can't confirm it, but I can say potentially Ken Klimko will be on site.
The
He's
disc
coming to
golfer.
Edmonton. He will be there. I can't confirm it, but he might be there.
For
You'll
what I
only
would-
know if you go, for sure.
for what I
Ken
assume
Klimko.
are legal reasons of running an auction. I must say I can't promise that in
That's
the
an
package,
Easter egg. Exactly.
but we can
Rain or
we'll have a
shine,
great
Ken
time.
Klimko or not, you play golf.
So for the tournament, we're lining up good whole sponsors. So there'll be a lot of good stuff to eat, a lot of good stuff to drink, and a lot of good stuff to taste. As I follow the protocols of the language here, and yeah, come join us. If you're a good putter, we'll crush this thing. I feel really good.
Yeah.
About it. I haven't seen your Remchuk golf, but I only assume he plays a giant banana slice after seeing him disc golf.
100%. Yeah,
Okay, are you a lefty or a righty?
lefty.
Okay, that's okay. We can work with that. So yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
That I'm a lefty.
Yeah.
Why?
It's actually-
I just
it
don't trust
sets up-
lefties.
It sets up better. I think that course sets up better if you are a drawer of the ball. I think there's one. Yeah, there's actually one. No. Fuck, you're good.
Because is
You're
there
good.
anything in sports that looks weirder than a left-handed golfer? comparative to like the opposite of what they do.
Yeah,
like a right-handed
does that
golfer
even
and a
mean?
left-handed
it
golfer.
does look
It
a little
just-
weird. Like
if
a left-handed
you-
batter,
when you
right-handed
see a
batter
guy
looks normal.
bat right, yeah, in hockey, or they shoot right or they shoot left, it all looks normal. Nothing ever looks weird. But when you see somebody swing a club left-handed, it just looks different. It's just
I'm pretty confident in my ability to bat switch when I play slow pitch, but I'm a right-handed batter in ball, but I'm a lefty golfer, lefty hockey.
So are you left-handed or are you right-handed? Like
I'm
what's your
right-handed.
golfing? Then why the fuck are you golfing left? That is backwards.
It makes sense for me. I don't know. It's comfortable. It's what I do. It's what I've always done.
Well,
So
of course, you're too far down the
also-
journey.
Yeah. And also my dad was a lefty, right? So when I would have started golfing when I was really young, like my dad would have been the one teaching me. So obviously I would have learned as a lefty. It's the same thing early last year when I started teaching my girlfriend how to golf. She just used my clubs. So or to start at least. So she was just using my old clubs. I'm a lefty. She started as a lefty. Then after a full season, she was like, I'm going to try swinging right-handed. And she was like actually pretty good at it. And she was like, fuck, I think I messed up. Like, I think I might have been a righty, but you're too
She
far
can
in.
still make the switch. Ah, no, she can make the switch.
But she has the clubs,
My dad made the switch. I think he was like in his early 30s or late 20s. He switched from left to right
But there's no point. I don't think at that point too, you're undoing so much progress that I don't think there's much of a point in ever switching. And also I like being a lefty. It's I don't know. It's the exact same as long as there aren't people being like, you look weird. Like, what the fuck does that even mean?
This guy's got a fighter spirit.
If anything,
so if
you guys
win
are both
the
righties
auction-
though, obviously.
Yes.
yeah.
So if
Oh, yeah.
anything, I'm an asset. I'm a lefty. We have some variation.
Yeah,
in the group.
yeah. Well, that's
There's
what I'm
no
saying.
one-timers in golf. Who cares? You don't need a
Yeah.
lefty or a righty.
Yeah. Well, this is what you get if you the successful twosome. You get us the banter of us ripping on your M check for 18 holes.
Yeah, you get the banter, and maybe we'll even have a couple bonuses, even though we can't say anything for sure. But if you
Ken
join this,
Klimko autographed hat.
you can't even get his name right, so obviously he's not coming. But again, it's Oilersnation Open is a proud supporter of Gregor's Grads. If you don't know what that is, Gregor saw a need to provide high school students that are graduating with a nice, crisp suit, and that is what Gregor's Grads is all about. It started back in 2014. Something I love about this as well, and Gregor talks about it all the time, is these kids who graduate high school, they get the suit and they keep it. It's not like a free rental, so they have this to like get going in like their adult lives, like job interviews, all that shit. These kids get to keep the suit. It's fantastic stuff, and that's what it's in support of. So if you want to golf with myself, Chalmers, and Jay, hit us up in either our Twitter or our Instagram with your bid. You need to be legit with it, obviously. And whoever the highest bidder is will get a chance to golf with us, and it'll close next Thursday at 1 o'clock Mountain Time in our DMs. I'll probably put out a call on Wednesday being like, here's what the highest bid is. Need your final bid, and that'll be it.
Good luck.
And it's for you and one other person. There you go.
Let's have some fun.
Indeed. Let's have a good time here. Let's keep moving on here. But before we do, let's give some love to twigandberries.ca. Maybe you'll see Twig and Berries out at the Oilersnation Open. They got a new store just out in St. Albert by the casino in Campbell Park. If you go to their website, though, it's free shipping on orders over $75 in Canada. And you know we got that promo code for you. Nation15 saves you 15%. All right. Let's keep moving along here. Do we want to do
story? I want to tell a quick story about life.
Please go.
That wasn't on the agenda, but I just need to get it off my chest. Chalmers, you'll enjoy this. It involves spectacular embarrassment and beefs to come. So the house beside Wanye Manor is for sale. And on my street, I have very few allies, mostly enemies. I've defeated 2 of my neighbors in court over bylaws and other things. And I don't have a lot of allies. So I'm hoping that the neighbor, who's a pretty good guy, his wife's a good guy too, I'm hoping that they'll be replaced by like friendlies, right? So like 3 days ago, I'm walking up the stairs in Wanye Manor, and it's about 10:30 in the morning, and I'm wearing nothing, as is my right. And I look out the window into my neighbor's house, and there's a couple getting a tour of the house, like on a for sale tour. And this lady's looking through the window at me in my all togethers as I'm on my phone, and she's like staring at me. And so I play it off like I don't see her. And I just keep walking, right? And I'm like, oh, damn, that lady getting the house viewing saw me naked. That's crazy. So then I have like all this shit in my arms, like 25 minutes later, and I go out of the house and I look, and they're standing on the lawn of their house, and she's like looking super judgmentally at me leaving my house. and I promptly trip and drop everything I'm carrying and
Oh my
fall
God.
down like 3 stairs, right? And I look over and they're like the yuppies in Beetlejuice. Remember the people next door that were just like, oh my God, we have a brand new
That's
stereo.
Alec Baldwin
Remember?
and Gina Davis.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Wasn't it?
You mean Christmas Vacation?
Same type of people. Those type
You
of
said
80s.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah. But no, you're right. I was thinking of a different movie.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm thinking
yeah.
about who they are. It's same type.
Yeah. No, I
So
got
that's like who's moving in next to me, right? And I'm like, oh, guaranteed these people aren't going to buy this house. Who cares? Come up today, house is sold. My neighbor's out front. I'm like, did you sell us to a really fancy looking young yuppie couple? He's like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh my God, I'm already down one. He goes, yeah. She specifically said, what's up with the neighbor on the one side? And I went, oh, he's cool.
How awkward is he? How awkward is he?
Fuck.
Oh God.
Talk about first impressions.
Did
Wanye.
she
What the
have the hand over you?
They're going to come over and be like, we'd like to talk about how you're manicuring your lawn or why you have shoes over the phone wires to your house or why your lawn's on fire most of the time. Leave me alone, new neighbors. Fuck. I can't live
Maybe
my
you
life to
should-
your standards.
What if they come over and they're like, they've got like a bottle of champagne and some cookies and they're like, hey,
That don't happen. That doesn't happen. You get somebody
We
who's
saw
like,
your junk and we want to party.
can we talk about the area between our houses and how we feel like a different colored gravel would look a lot better than what we currently have?
You're going
I'll be
into
like,
this with
bitch,
with assumptions.
You need to have a better attitude, I think, is the problem you're wanting.
Oh my God, you're right, Chuck. Oh my Lord. That's the pot calling the kettle black. I'm already down 2-0. These people haven't even moved in.
You've really judged them. Read a book by or judged a book by its cover there.
Chalmers, you know how you're supposed to emotionally disrobe in front of people and be vulnerable? This lady's seen me actually disrobed and vulnerable.
I mean, it can't get
Lucky
any worse
for her,
then.
it's probably one of the best sexual experiences of her life, seeing me naked.
Jesus.
So it'll work
well,
out.
no wonder they're not going to like you. You've been nothing but rude to them so far on this
That lady
podcast.
probably looks at her husband now with 3% less interest because she's witnessed me in my glory walking around in Wanye Manor.
I mean, it's kind of her fault for like looking into your window. But
There's like a 1 in 3 chance that she'll end up coming over to my side of the fence. I bet you.
not going to say no.
Really? You're
what if her
really?
husband-
You think so?
What if her husband listens to the podcast? This is just getting
Well, first
worse
of all,
for you now.
no, he won't. That's a start. Nobody listens to this podcast, so I'm not worried about that. Secondly, whatever, man. Don't bring your missus to a new neighborhood if you can't hold on to her. You know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah, it's
honestly
like-
kind of don't.
Chalmers, you ever steal any of your married neighbors?
No.
No, you never
I
did, eh?
haven't.
No,
No.
Well, maybe it's harder than I think. Whatever. I don't care.
It's not something that happens a lot.
I fell down
Not
3
gonna lie.
stairs in front of this woman. Do you know how hard it is to bounce back from that?
Oh, yeah.
Did they pretend like they didn't see you? Because I saw.
No, we all looked at each other and I gathered myself up. I was no longer standing.
Well, then these people
And
just don't
walk to the
understand,
Wanye mobile.
Normal, cordial behavior. If somebody falls in front of you, you quickly turn your back to them and try to let
Exactly.
them.
You say, holy fuck, that's embarrassing. Are you okay?
I saw a guy fall that was running. He was like, he like got to the crosswalk and just like tripped and like fell. Oh, and he was
That'll
older.
happen.
And I felt like I didn't want him to see that I saw because I didn't want him to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
It
That's
was
social
like,
courtesy.
Yeah.
Exactly. Not Julia Louis-Dreyfus / Gina Davis living next door. They're mean as shit. You remember those movies?
I do. They were good movies. Well, at least there's nowhere to go but up from here.
Yeah.
Why don't you make them something and take it over? A nice little welcome
you should.
basket.
Bring him some nation beer.
You know, that ain't the worst idea. That never would have occurred to me.
Tell
just
them
wear
you
your
and a
robe
brother
over there.
Get him a bread and butter baking box.
Yeah.
What do
See?
you- No, I'm thinking like a 60 pack of condoms and a bottle of Fireball. It says, rock on, welcome.
Nation branded condoms.
1 in
I have a
5 are
story
poached
as well.
for quality.
So the other day, I was about to go golfing with my parents. I was sitting on their deck beforehand, enjoying a bevy. Wind started to pick up because it was Saturday and it was starting to storm. And I'm sitting there on their deck, just minding my own business. And all of a sudden I feel like a splash on my face.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, that's rain maybe? Wipe it right from the edge of the right side of my lips.
No.
Look at it.
Bird poop.
Bird shit. Oh, my
That's good
God.
luck, bro. That's
It is good luck.
So anyways, a bird shit right on my face and all over my shirt while the wind was howling like crazy. Like the weirdest fucking thing. I couldn't believe it. I didn't really taste it. It didn't go in my mouth, just kind of like on the edge of my lips. So I like wiped it off. Went
Was
and got
it warm?
some. I don't remember. I was kind of just in shock.
Bird poop eater.
Yeah.
I've never been shit on by a bird. Thank God. I don't know how to handle that one.
So like my golf shirt was fucking ruined. I had to go like rinse my mouth with mouthwash because I felt disgusting, but shot a 42 on the front, which is fucking amazing for me.
There you go.
Good luck.
So it was.
Are you listening, bidders? 42 on the front.
42 on the front at Ravencrest, which is actually pretty. It's an interesting.
A bird named course after getting shit on by a bird. It just
I can't believe I forgot to say this on the last episode because it was a weird little a weird situation. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Actually, I might because it wasn't that bad, but you know what I'm saying. Bird shit on him. Insane. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, I felt like sharing. Anyway,
Ramchuck, will you singing Telegram to my neighbors to welcome them to the neighborhood for me as a favor?
Nobody wants to hear me sing. I have no musical talent.
Would you say in a broadcaster voice, like a play-by-play where it's like, they moved out and then they live there, yay, from your neighbor next door, and then turn on your heel, don't look him in the eye, and walk away in a straight line? Would you do that as a favor?
Do what you think the play-by-play was of the neighbor seeing Wanye.
What about the neighbor next door? Too bad. You've already moved here. Yay.
You have a very sing-songy impression of what a play-by-play announcer is. Can you imagine if that's what Jack Michael sounded like? McDavid grabs the puck, passes it to Draisaitl. Score.
Why don't you ever go on your front porch, Wanye? Why don't you ever go on your front porch? Because I'm surrounded by enemies. That's why. My fiefdom gets smaller by the day on the street. People across the street from me, the guy literally said to me one time, "Oh, hey, I'm your neighbor across the street. Yeah, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. Oilers Nation. Oh, I got big problems with those guys," he said to me.
And you were like,
I've never met this man in my life. No, because he asked a question, something about Oilers Nation. I was like, I have nothing. I had no idea about anything. That's across the street. The one side, the guys had taken me to bylaw court, lost, appealed it, and lost again. And now I got Mrs. See Me Naked fall down the stairs on my south side. I'm screwed.
Are you like allowed to tell us what the bylaw thing was about?
The Oilers Nation hot tub that I possess was too loud for my neighbor's tastes. And they took me to bylaw court on account of my hot tub being too loud, and then lost, and then appealed it. And I had to go back to court. And they lost again.
Sounds like you should be really happy to have new neighbors. That's like
no, those people aren't moving. It's the other side.
God, it's the other
I
side.
wish those people were moving. I would have had fireworks. I said in bylaw court, I will knock your house down and park my cars there if you'd like. And they turned purple with rage. It was funny. Point is, now I can never go on my front patio. I just have to get out of the car and run into my house. I can't look left. I can't look right. I can't look behind me. If my house caught fire, nobody would call it in. Nobody. They would just let it burn. They'd be like, "Oh, sorry, we were busy. We were watching Netflix. We didn't see your house is on fire."
That's what they would say.
That's what they'd say. Just like that, you're on check.
All right. All right. I got some Oilers hypotheticals here. We haven't done that in a while. So I came up with 3, and they're very loose hypotheticals, but I think they're kind of fun. So I'm going to hit you guys with these.
Fire away.
Okay. There's actually 4, but I don't know if I said that. I don't know if I said 3 or 4, but the first one. Okay. First one. The Oilers get an extra $6 million in cap space for this upcoming season. Mm-hmm. But you personally are not allowed to attend an NHL game in person this year at any point. Regular season, playoffs, preseason, in Edmonton, in Vegas, in Seattle, don't matter, none of it. Oilers get an extra $6 million. You cannot attend a game, and you cannot tell anyone that this is happening.
Can't tell anyone that it's not happening.
You cannot even be praised as a hero for this.
Oh,
it is
I
secretive.
don't even.
Oh my God! So could I watch the Leafs get the joys of the playoffs?
You wouldn't get to go in person. You could watch it at a bar or whatever, but
fuck.
Well, my neighbor saw me naked, so I'm down to stay indoors for the next foreseeable future. So that's cool.
Wow, that's tough. That's tough. Okay. Fuck it. Take the cap space.
You're sacrificing your in-person enjoyment of the Edmonton Oilers. They could go on a run with that extra $6 million, and you are signing off on it and staying home.
But they
They could
only
get
got
another
they
Duncan
only
Keith
got
for
it.
that.
They only got it because I'm abstaining. That's the
Fair
whole
enough.
thing. So yes,
All right.
and I'll
Back
hold
up,
a.
would you do it?
I'm planning on going to a game anyway, so yep, I'm in.
All right. I was too loose with this one. Chalmers, you don't give a shit, right? Cap space.
I don't even know what we're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, that's all good.
Chalmers would rather go to the game.
These
I'd
are
go
pretty
to the
much
game.
these are pretty much all geared towards Jay.
I'm not going to go to a game to give them cap space because of decisions that they've made.
Yeah, but you're increasing their
Whoa,
chances of
hey.
having them win.
Yeah, come on. Let them be the Tampa Bay Lightning.
So ultimately, you're saying that I'm sacrificing my ability to watch them in person
Yeah.
to give them a better chance at winning.
So they
Yeah.
can have Gabriel Landeskog.
Yeah.
Or another
Okay.
Duncan Keith.
Or another Duncan Keith.
Sounds good.
Hypothetical number 2.
Who would you rather have, Gabriel Landeskog or Duncan Keith? Bagmilk, go.
Yeah, well, Landeskog.
Obviously, that's
Not
never,
not
okay.
not enough not enough rings
Lead
for my
balloon.
liking.
Let's not tag this one as a comedy podcast.
All right, hypothetical number 2. You can go to Oilers. You can watch Oilers games wherever you want, in the building, out of the building, but you cannot have a sip of alcohol during the game at any point in the season or playoffs.
Nope.
But you get the guarantee that the Oilers will never lose a game in overtime or shootout. As soon as it's past 60 minutes, bang, 2 points.
Ooh.
Oh, fuck! Overtime wins are the bomb, man.
So
Stone
you go
soaps, though?
no booze all season to guarantee they never lose a game in overtime. They win every overtime or shootout they're in.
Could you huff whipped cream can
sorry.
stuff?
You didn't phrase it like that. I thought it was
Whippets?
they would win every
Yeah.
game.
Can I do
No.
whippets instead of booze?
No,
Can I
you
bring
cannot
30
do.
cans
You cannot do
into
whippets.
the stands?
Oh, fuck.
You have to be stone sober.
You got to be sober for every Oilers game all year, but they will never lose a game in overtime or shootout. Basically, it comes down to like 9 points in the standings. Would you stop
Nah.
drinking to give the Oilers
They'll
extra
still
9
make
points?
the playoffs. They'll still make the playoffs. It's not even about my like love for booze. It's just like if it's a Saturday night and it's the move and I want to I want to enjoy
Yeah.
it.
All right.
That one I can live with.
Third one. You can choose between a brand new season of the hit TV show Oil Change, or you can personally get to hand pick the start time for every Oilers game this upcoming season.
The start what?
The start time. The schedule's made. You know what days they're playing on, but you can pick what time the game starts at, or you get a brand new season of Oil Change, and it would be a good one.
Huh.
I'm taking
Pick
start
this-
times.
I'd pick start time. They'd start at 5 o'clock every
Yeah, I
night.
was gonna say enjoy them 5 p.m. starts, everybody.
Why? They're
Hold on,
terrible. They're so
hold on.
low impact.
Yeah. What do you guys want? 5 p.m. start? I'm not even
Fucking
work
right.
home from work.
Every
Yeah.
Saturday, 1 o'clock.
Saturday?
Hell yeah.
Unlucky
Oh my
for you,
God.
Chalmers.
Saturday at 1 o'clock.
Time
Fucking
to
right.
leave early.
The whole
Matinee.
part of a night is like you go and you do like in the spring, especially you like have a day outside doing
Mhm.
stuff, and then you come in
No.
with your friends and you cuddle up on a couch at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock start times on a Saturday are
Can
like
you
my
imagine
favorite
being a
thing in the
Canucks
world.
fan, Chalmers? Can you imagine being a Canucks fan in Nova Scotia? And every
No.
time they play, it's like 1 a.m. You're like, oh boy, first period.
Well, we talked about this on this podcast that like the East Coast really just gets screwed.
Oh
all
boy,
the
we
way
love
around.
them out here in St. John's.
Imagine watching like the NBA final.
Okay, but
when
what
it
are you guys
starts in
picking?
Phoenix.
New season of Oil Change, or you get to pick the
Yeah.
start time?
I'm taking Oil Change.
Me too. I want to hear about Belanger.
Yeah, I'm taking Oil Change.
I want to
too.
hear more about the Keith trade.
Yeah. Great.
Fair enough.
What I saw, is there a actual trade proposal out there that's a rumor for Koskinen right now?
Uh-huh.
Okay, is it real? Is that real? For
Uh-huh.
real, for
The
real?
Kessel
Yeah.
for Koskinen?
Yeah.
No.
That's
Okay,
real.
I thought I don't want to get fooled by the internet here, but I
It's
saw it
like
a couple places.
That fucking Trina's oil account sent it out.
But they weren't. Yeah, they weren't.
No,
blue
it
check
wasn't
marks,
Trina's
so-
oil. It was Garfield that said it.
I rest
Who
my
that
case.
is?
That's Trina Oil's source.
Yeah.
As per Garfield.
Garfield?
Every tweet ends with as per Garfield.
Odie says it's bullshit, though, mind you.
Yeah, this
Oh,
sounds.
shit.
As per Garfield.
That's cool.
Are you looking it up right now, Chalmers?
Yeah, no. Yeah, kinda.
Chalmers got catfish by Trina's Oil.
No, I just saw
Thought it was
That's
a
why I
trick.
asked.
Zoomed in.
Catfish.
I'm not buying it. And do I buy the fact that the Oilers would maybe trade Mikko Koskinen to Arizona? Sure, but I don't think there's any smoke to that specific rumor.
Jay, in the intro of the podcast, you're describing a trade where we traded Milan Lucic for James Neal, a migraine for an orgasm. What is trading Kessel for Koskinen?
Ooh, that is a foot-long midway corn dog.
For a
Fuck.
overpriced giraffe?
Yeah, like I'm trying to think of because he's just a pencil. I was trying to think of something. Yeah.
I would not imagine Phil Kessel would thrive in this scrutiny of it being an Oiler.
No, no way. You got to have thick skin coming here.
Gotta take a quick call.
Fair enough.
For real?
Jay's a very busy man.
Jay's leaving the podcast to take a call. It better be Barack Obama.
Something cool that I just stumbled upon on the internet here. A guy I grew up with just signed with the Bakersfield Condors.
Oh.
What is that? The guy on? What's his name?
Matteo Gennaro. So he signed a two-way AHL ECHL deal with the Condors. He played for Wichita last year. He led Wichita with 26 goals. So me and him went to school together from like kindergarten until about grade 6, and we grew up like a minute away from each other. So we'd always play street hockey together. And I've absolutely buried the lead here, but he's also Fernando Pisani's nephew.
Oh, she's got the genes.
He's got them Oilers clutch playoff genes in his blood.
Interesting.
Anyways, that just popped up, so I felt like sharing. The last one I got here for Oilers hypotheticals. Wanye, you'll like this one. I'm very intrigued to hear your answer. You get one Oiler on this podcast, full 1 hour interview, only truth. They cannot lie to you at all.
Oh, wow.
Which Oiler do you
former,
pick?
both?
Nuge.
Current on the roster. Got to be on the roster.
Oh, current? Oh.
Yeah.
It's
Current Oiler.
Nuge because I'll tell you why it's Nuge. He's been here the longest, and no one on this roster has seen more shit than him. And if he can only tell the truth, the stories would be incredible.
That's a great call. I echo the bag milk.
Mhm.
What are we giving up for this?
Nothing. I just want to know which Oiler you'd love to interview the most with only truth coming out.
I don't think there's really like questions to ask where I'm trying to bury a theoretical Oiler where I'm like,
No. But like they'd give you shit you want to know. Let's just say it's not even on the podcast then. Let's just say it's a 1 hour conversation with anyone currently on the roster where you get nothing but the truth because you don't want to bury them in public.
It's like I go back in time, right? I go back in time 10 years and I say, Nuge, good news. In a decade, you'll sign an extension that'll keep you here forever. Weirder though, we're also going to trade for Duncan Keith and everyone's going to hate it. You'll also have played for about 15 coaches by then. Let's have a chat about it.
And
How
Connor.
many
Talk about Connor in that pitch.
I would love to know what the room did, the dressing room did or said, or the dialogue in the dressing room when they traded Strome for Spooner. Room loved Strome for cancer Spooner.
Yeah.
You know what is so fucking sad about this? You asked me that question, who I could talk to it for an hour. And like I've seen an interview with McDavid and Draisaitl together, and they're dry as toast. And so I'm trying to think of like somebody I would have a good time with talking on this team. And the fact is I just don't know any of their personalities enough to know if any of them would be a good time. That's sad.
There's a lot of them.
McDavid would be interesting because I'd like to know who does he want off the team?
That would be, that'd be an interesting angle to it all.
That would be, okay, destroy the Oilers in one question. Go.
Well, okay, but if we're moving away from the
Who do you
podcast
not want
angle
here?
and you're just getting a 1 hour
Chalmers,
conversation with someone.
We're removing ourselves from reality here for a second.
Okay. Well, then in my fantasy, I would like to talk to Dave.
My fantasy.
Well, I mean, like, sorry,
Dave
Dave.
Tibbetts
Like,
mustache.
how much
Chalmers, it's a
fantasy, how
fucking
much reality?
podcast.
It's true. I would love to talk to Connor, but I would love to talk to Connor for an hour privately.
Because
I feel like private conversation, Connor is very concerned about downside risk of any statements that he makes, right? if you had a private conversation with him, I wouldn't want to be like, who do you want off the power play, Connor? I'd be more interested in like trying to understand the psychological makeup of somebody who's that determined and that successful.
Yeah.
Like when Connor right now is pissed off because even though he unanimously won the Hart, right? Is he the type of guy that like is going to win the cup, hold it over his head and be like, gotta be back at work tomorrow morning, not even happy? Or is he going to like change his personality once he wins? Like, I'd be really interested to know lots of that.
Go full Kucherov.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to see Tarps off with David just shooting from the hip at everybody in his
that'd be great.
cup.
You know what the best thing I saw on like Twitter in the last 3 or 4 days was the picture of the cup with the big dent in it. And it was basically that picture side by side with the picture of Tom Brady throwing it across the boat. And it's like, this outraged like football player people. Was an outrage throwing that to hockey guys. It'll buff out.
But do you remember when Brady threw that trophy and the girl who's like grandpa?
The grandpa who designed the trophy said he disrespected all the silversmiths that had ever made the trophy. I was like,
oh my God.
What?
Okay.
You won it. Like,
they make a new one for every year. It's not like the same fucking trophy.
Yeah, but hockey people are all like, oh my God, you see what they did to the cup? That's awesome.
The Stanley Cup has got so many battle scars on it and it's been repaired so many times, but that's part of the legend of the cup.
There was somebody in the media who said that the Tampa Bay Lightning should get the cup taken away from them and should not be allowed to have it.
For God's sake.
Because
come on, that thing's been in the bottom of pools. It's been just like you name it. It's been in
How seriously are you taking life when you're going to say that they should have the Stanley Cup?
Can you imagine Gary Bettman lands in a helicopter and gets out and they're like partying with the cup? He just like takes it away. He's like, that's what you get for denting it, and flies off.
I think he even said like as a franchise, if they ever won it again, they shouldn't be allowed to have it because of how disrespectful they treated it.
Oh, for
I know.
sakes.
That's because social media is a thing now. Like back in the 80s, can you imagine what the Oilers were doing with that fucking thing? Like
probably worse shit than denting it.
Absolutely.
Look who's here. Unrelated. I want to interrupt. Look at who just arrived.
Oh, sup,
Very
baby
handsome.
Wanye.
What up?
Look at this guy.
Look at the perfectly round face on that little man.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. He's
That's
like, what is the magic phone doing now? There's so many people on the call.
Oh,
Sorry to interrupt you. I'm
What's
Jack.
going on? Hey, buddy.
I would like to know who
Maroon.
dropped the cup though. Like
Didn't
who's the
Maroon
one
tell
that's
us?
responsible? for
I
that
think
dent?
I think Maroon owned it. He said he fell.
Nice.
Slipped with it.
When you win it 3 years in a row, you can dent it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
He honestly, he probably took that one. He probably was like, "I'll take this one, boys. Everybody, people can't hate me right now, even if they tried. I'll take this one.
I'll wear it. Yeah.
Good team guy, glue guy. That's why he's gonna win a fourth, probably.
Fuck. How about a 3-year run that guy's had? Huh.
Oh, just
I remember when he left here, I was like, I don't know if he's going to win the cup necessarily leaving the others. He's probably made a mistake 3 cups later. Yeah, he probably made the right call.
he's been buckled all summer for 3 straight years in just pure cup celebration. The best.
That's what's funny, eh? Like these guys win the cup and then they just publicly get so trashed and get so celebrated for getting so trashed.
I swear it's Ovechkin changed the game. That wasn't the case,
like
really.
Ovi and the Bellagio.
And now everyone's trying to beat him at his own game.
And you know what? Weird little domino effect of that, right? Because Ovi went absolutely bananas because they won partially. I know it was, but like they won the cup in Vegas, right? So you kind of wonder, like, would Ovi have had that many party videos go viral? I know he had some that went viral in Washington later with the fountain and whatever, but like, you know, if they didn't expand to Vegas, would that have all trickled down?
No, I bet you, because he was getting so much positive PR for partying on social. I think he's just like, let's keep it going, boys.
And then you had St. Louis winning and Brett Hull being absolutely, you know, your headphones are in. I can say shit-faced around the baby Wanye.
Oh, yeah. He knows he got shit-faced. He's like, Brett Hull's a drunk mess when they won the cup. He knows.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. When the Oilers win the Stanley Cup, I too will be Brett Hull out in the streets of Edmonton.
Oh, it'd be an honor.
Should the Oilers, when they win the Stanley Cup, do a boat parade down the North Saskatchewan?
Yes.
Absolutely. Should.
100%.
They should.
We'll be throwing them nation beers from the shore. It'll be the best.
Oh, I'll be on a stand-up paddleboard just crushing beers along the way.
It'd be cool. I've been a big fan of, you know, since we're talking parade routes, right down kind of River Valley Road.
Yeah.
Right there. That'd be a great spot to have people loaded up all over and come down there. Finish coming down Groat Road and bang, right down that whole stretch would be unreal.
That's actually a gangster twist on a cup parade to do it on the river. No one's ever done that.
Well, the Lightning have been doing it.
Yeah, they brought water into
Aren't they in a bay? Aren't they in the ocean of?
Well,
bay,
yeah,
the
I
ocean?
mean,
but
similar thing
but
though,
it's
right?
still in water.
Oh yeah.
Then did you see it just started like fucking pouring midway through their celebration? It was wild.
Yeah.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. We haven't talked, and I'm switching gears pretty roughly here, but we haven't talked sports betting in a while. So we're going to give some love to our friends at oddshark.com. And where I'm going with this is we saw the Stanley Cup odds for next season are finally out, even though no one knows what any team will look like. And there's still plenty of moves to be made. But if you are the site I'm looking at right now over at Oddshark, the Colorado Avalanche opened as the favorites to win next season's Stanley Cup at plus 425, so 4.25 to 1. The Edmonton Oilers are pretty far down the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They are 13th in the NHL, or tied for 11th with the Islanders and Capitals at 30 to 1. So interesting to see the Oilers lumped in with the Islanders and the Capitals. Some notable teams ahead of Edmonton that I found surprising: the Florida Panthers, the New York Rangers, who didn't even make the playoffs this season, the Minnesota Wild, who are going to, after this season, have a bunch of dead cap space on their books. Below the Oilers, though, will be the likes of the Jets and the Flames and the Canucks and all of that. Something else I found hilarious: Detroit and Buffalo are 250 to 1, whereas the Seattle Kraken are only 150 to 1.
Well, on the list, this must be a new revised list, because on the list I saw, which was about a week ago, the Kraken were at the very bottom and were, I think, plus 350. So you know what? It might just be because of some of the things coming out for them, like guys who are willing to waive no trade. Like I saw Ben Bishop today is willing to waive his thing so he could go into that, so he could be like not protected.
Yeah.
Wildest one is what?
Who knows?
It's the Minnesota Wild. There's 3 years when they've got at minimum $12 million in cap space, or dead cap space.
So for this year, will they go all in because they know like they aren't gonna have many more chances, or right?
Yeah,
That's what's
you kinda
interesting about their
have to,
club.
don't
That's wild. Well, they're banking on a rising cap is what they're doing. Well, then that means the Oilers are good value if they're below the Minnesota Wild. And
30 to 1.
To extend the betting talk a little bit more, it's the British Open this weekend.
The Open.
Oh yeah,
The Open.
They've already,
and
like,
shocker, Louis Oosthuizen,
unbelievable.
major show up champion of the world but can't close, is leading.
Unbelievable.
That guy is fucking I always bet on that. I forgot it was the British Open this weekend, or the Open. But I'm Louis is gonna break through. He's gotta fucking break through.
I'm gonna send you guys something in our group chat right now to show you how fired up I am for the Open. Where's our real life group chat? What the fuck? Anyways, I play DraftKings for every major tournament. I love playing DraftKings for golf. And right now I am in first place in the tournament. Remember last time I almost won the $1 million? That was great. But I'm in first place again in this contest I'm doing. So I'm fired up. And I got
$1 million
Louis.
again, your check? How much money this time?
It's not $1 million. It's only a couple hundred, which is sad. I should have been riskier and put more money.
Do you have Louis?
I got Louis. I got Mackenzie Hughes. I got Jordan Spieth.
Oh,
and
wow.
I nailed the top of the leaderboard, man. It's
hot
fun.
Start.
Yeah.
Look at you.
And then I got like Sergio, Victor Hovland, and Abe Answer are my other three golfers. But I fucking love golf.
Soon. Hovland's going to break through soon, I think.
People who say golf on TV is boring, man, I don't think they've just given it an honest enough shot. Like the Thursday and Friday aren't great, but like Saturday, Sunday at a major, holy shit. That is unreal TV. Unreal TV.
It's you have to dedicate some time.
Yeah.
But that's the thing I like about the British Open is you get up early and it's over early. And you have the rest of your day. Like where you're watching the US Open or the Masters and you're watching it from noon until 5.
Yeah, that is fair. Yeah. The Masters and the tournaments on this side of the pond can be a little bit time consuming, but regardless, I love this shit. I've had it on my TV all day. I haven't stopped watching it yet. It's unreal. Before we wrap up here, got to give some love to manscaped.com, where we have the promo code REALLIFE, gets you 20% off and free shipping for the man in your life. Maybe you need to get them a gift, or maybe you want to get yourself a gift. Go to manscaped.com. They got the performance package, which with a ton of goodies in it. And again, you're going to save a lot of money on this bad boy with the promo code REALLIFE. I think we're going to wrap this up. I think this was a nice little podcast. We went a lot of different places. Disc golf recap, a couple hypotheticals thrown at you guys. Stanley Cup
playing
odds
too hard,
talk.
big brother. Frenchie playing too hard.
Yeah,
I didn't watch Wednesdays.
Frenchie went from on me. I'm like, I'm gonna like this guy, and then he actually started playing the game, and I'm like, this guy
way too hard.
This guy's a fucking idiot and has a way too high impression of himself. I'm military. I know how to crack everything. No, dude, you're the most obvious guy in the world, and
he is awful.
Paranoid.
He's so paranoid. He's going to be gone just because people are going to be like that Derek guy was just like, you could tell he didn't know how to deal with a guy like that. That can be so unhinged, and really
unhinged
not make
by
any
everything.
sense.
Everything.
Unhinged by everything.
And
guessing everything.
And you can talk him off anything. Like,
oh, absolutely.
I got to break up this showmance. Like,
showmance. It's day 3. He's like,
but he's not wrong. It could be going down that path. So I'm like, okay. But then they come and say, we're not a showmance. Oh man, they're not a showmance. I was wrong. Like, he just takes everyone at their word. And then how he was trying to project onto Derek about how he's in an alliance, thinks that he trapped him. He just like bullied the fuck out of him. Like, oh man, it's good television.
Yeah.
Because he is such a train wreck. Like, if they're actually smart, keep that guy in the house.
Yeah, keep him around, because he is just like, he's a bulletin board of everyone else's news.
Exactly. And then he's just, and he is just spreading lies around too, and just trying to make shit up to try to keep himself safe. And then the fact, what blew me away, and this is I don't know what the hell Derek was doing. Tyler, earmuffs.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe he convinced Derek to actually use the veto when he said he's going to replace him with his boy.
Yeah.
And so that guy was too scared. Like Frenchie said, I have the votes. I'm like, dude, like, if Derek just went around and asked, everyone would be like, I don't fucking support Frenchie. That dude's crazy. But he said, I had to use the veto because I would have been out next week. I was like,
but he's doing that thing where he's opening doors and walking into rooms just to like peek his head in there and then close the door again. It's just, that guy is not going to be around.
Yeah, it's entertaining.
Glad Big Brother's back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I forgot to play our button.
Previously on Big Brother.
So my bad.
But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it so far.
We're already at an hour, and usually we save the voicemails for Monday, but we got one from Bearded Brad. We have part 3 of Future Wanye, which is a good one. But again, we can't play it till Wanye's not on a podcast. And
this
also,
guy's really committed to Future Wanye.
I know, it's so funny.
So much.
Play it after the show. Play it after the show. You're right.
Yeah, Wanye, actual Wanye is really committed to being Future Wanye. Yes.
It's not me, Chalmers. If it was me, I'd want to hear people laugh at my own jokes. You know,
Chalmers is convinced it is you.
I will take a lie detector test on this show if you can arrange it. It's not.
He is a world-class impressionist.
Then he is. Maybe it's
he's either a world-class expressionist or impressionist, or you don't know how to change the style of your own talking and voice well enough.
Chalmers, I assure you that is not me.
Also, we have one more show until I'm gone for 10 days, which means I won't be on the podcast. You guys are going to record it without me here. And I'm very good luck. Yeah. I don't know.
Bag Milk, this is your time to step into the breach, my friend, like a World War II guy.
Thankfully, we've got an English gentleman stepping in to help.
Why do I feel like we're taking Monday off?
Who's that? Was?
No, Liam. He's been helping us with social media stuff. He knows how to produce podcasts too.
Oh, beauty. So he's going to come on the show with us?
Yeah, he'll come on the show. He won't host, but he'll like be here recording. I don't know if you guys want to talk to him or not, but he's a funny dude.
That'll be the.
Can we harass him, Ramchuk?
Exactly.
You can. I'll give him a heads up that what
he'll probably quit on Monday.
Yeah, he'll text me while I'm on vacation, and be like, I cannot do this. And
tell him to get Big Brother takes.
Yep.
I don't think he wants. Oh, he might watch Big Brother actually. I don't know.
Well,
anyway,
he's got to get caught up.
So is there an episode tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday.
Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday is the schedule. I looked it up because I thought it was Tuesday for some reason. I thought I missed it. But Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday.
We talk about one more thing. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but have you seen that I believe that Barstool Sports is making a push to try to get Biz to fight fucking Logan Paul?
Oh my God.
So it's been talked about on like 3 of their different podcasts, like 3 different total entities, one with Biz Nasty, one with Dave Portnoy and Logan Paul, and then another one. And like, they're trying to make it happen. And I don't know.
Yeah, Charles, I'm just going to, I really don't give a shit who fights who.
No, but he wants to fight the game. Logan Paul wants to fight the game.
The game. Holy man. Like, I don't understand. How can you fight Floyd Mayweather and then the game and then Like, is this just life of the video game now?
He's just getting paid, though. It's just like
yeah, he's just cashing checks. So
He's
if
just
I'm Logan
banking.
Paul, Jake Paul, whoever,
Baby
I just
Wanye
tap
is
out.
in
Is he, though?
tears at the thought of this.
Yeah, he doesn't look thrilled, does he? I think he may have gone to the bathroom, truth be told. He's got a weird look on his face. I may have to bounce.
Yeah, let's wrap up this pod here. This has been episode 2. Oh, baby Wanye.
Poor baby Wanye. He doesn't like this idea. He is not in favor of Biz Nasty fighting Jake Paul, like at all.
This has been episode 298 of the Real Life Podcast. Shout out to the HGA Group, Twig and Berries, and Manscaped. You already know the promo codes. Thanks for tuning into the Real Life Podcast. Let's wrap this bad boy up.
Great job on making it through the entire hour of the Real Life Podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you get your podcast from.